I see you. No, I don't see you. I read you. All right. Back on some Pillars of Eternity. Load up my quick save. We're about to go into the Heritage Hill Tower. And I know nothing about it.
Hey.
Okay. I'm actually going to go up here and map this area first. Then we'll come back to the tower. Aha. Revenant no more.
Of course. I'll see what I can find.
Maxed out on camping supplies, so I'm gonna rest. Ooh, construction completed. So now I want to build. Either the southern curtain wall or the west curtain wall, I think. And then the rest are just resting upgrades. So I'll just do those in order. So let's do the west curtain wall. 4 days to finish. Hey, Dwarven Dad. Good afternoon. How's it going? Still at work. Oh, well. It's almost over. Alright. I'm gonna start at the tower, then I'm gonna just work my way around and go in these places. I'm really interested in the tower. The massive stone door of the tower is sealed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. Speak the words you learned from the Leaden Key Acolyte. You hear rumbles and clanks from hidden tumblers as the door unlocks. Boom. I didn't even recall that I knew words to open the tower. Ooh. I'm gonna sneak while I'm... Never mind.
Hey.
Alright, sneak.
Let's see what lies this way.
Ooh. Crumpled page from Aldhelm's journal. Day 7. A week of study and we're still none the wiser about this device. Trindig remains optimistic. I don't know what I'd do without his spirit. Okay. Trindig's letter. Dearest mother and father, you will be pleased to hear that I've learned much already since coming to the city. There are many incredible ruins nearby, and Master Greg has allowed me to accompany him on a number of expeditions. I'm writing to you from inside an ancient Ingwithan tower. There's an entire district built up around it, but the locals have mostly left the tower untouched. They have let us set up temporary living quarters here so our work can continue uninterrupted. It is an unsettling place at times, but Master Greg has been a constant comfort. And he is quick to remind me that the things we learn from this tower may one day help us find a cure for Widewind's legacy. I'd better get some rest now. Mr. Greg likes to get an early start to the day. Right. What just happened? Oh.
Leave it
These guys aren't that hard.
to me.
Especially when I have this.
Hey.
Nope.
Not a sound.
Potion of Power. The Deerwood Part 2, The Broken Stone War. Day 2. We've completed our measurements of the machine, thanks to Trindig's youthful agility. Further examination is required to discover its intended use. Oh, secret.
See now what the flame has shown us?
Nothing just crazy great. Uh-huh. A lot of bones.
Hey.
Slow and silent.
Okay, essence shimmers and pulsates within this strange device. Time to go upstairs, I guess. Looks like that was everything. Mm-hmm.
I'm here. Got an arrow for this one.
Go.
What? Gotcha!
That's it!
Proactive! Crave Alkilakilim.
All right, then.
And what does the flame reveal?
Enemies.
What? Crave Alkilakilim. I have.
You're not getting through. Leave it to me.
Boom.
Quietly now.
Day 10. Patrons grow impatient with the lack of quantifiable results. They should drag themselves out of their mansions and spend a few nights here if they think it's so easy.
All right, then.
Ooh. Sigil of Arcane. Letter from Icantha. Eldhelm, I did indeed receive your recent summons, as well as the two that came before it. I'd be waiting for you to present yourself on my doorstep so that I could give you my answer in person. A firm and unwavering no. I won't help you. In fact, I relish the idea of you and your team of glorified engineers sitting in that tower, sweating over the ruins I've studied for years. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than knowing that my research, which you've long disparaged, is the missing piece in your mundane little puzzle. As you well know, it's knowledge I've always valued. I'm just around the corner. I encourage you to find me should you wish to rehash this conversation in person. So, I guess if we are able to figure out, or if we're able to do anything in here, we will need to go to Icantha to find the missing piece of the puzzle. Scroll of Fireball. Day 11. Finally got out of the tower to clear our heads. Beasts take the patrons. We'll finish the study on our own terms, on our own time. Just as I said as much to Trindig, the sky came to life with stray lightning. I said it's a good omen, but the poor lad spooked. Only cure for that is a good night's sleep. Well, that was quick. See you later, man. I'm going to turn on the lights too, so make it a little bit lighter in here. Okay. And arcane dampener +1 intellect. Arcane dampener. Foe area of effect. Beneficial effect suspended for 15 seconds. I surely have a spot for that for some. Give it to her or Kana. Give it to Kana, I guess.
Hey.
Okay. Ooh. Alright. Up level. I'm already at the top. That looks menacing. Uh-oh. Aldhelm does not look like he's fared well. Find out how the Ingwithan machine and Heritage Hill works.
Let's try this configuration.
Standing near the device feels like being blown about by a storm gale. The stone steps hum with energy. A man hunches over the strange mechanism, his spine a sharp ridge rising from his arched back. He's barely clothed in filthy rags, and the patches of skin you see are mottled green. A spoiled stench emanates from him. He is so intent on his work that he doesn't notice you until your shadow falls over him. When he turns and sees you, he snarls and scuttles back behind the Adra pedestal. Only his bared teeth seem to have escaped decay. His eyes are yellowed and bloodshot, but they flicker with intelligence. He averts his gaze and holds a hand in front of his face.
Shouldn't be here. What do you want?
Who and what are you?
15 years at Brackenbury. 7 tours to the ruins beyond Solace Vale. I'm an animancer. Still an animancer.
Tell me what happened here.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Forgive me. Forgive me. Research. We came to do research on the tower. Some commission from gods. It hardly matters now.
If I had a copper skate for every fool animancer whose thirst for knowledge led to a disaster, well, I never would have ended up in Gilded Vale, that's for sure. Keep talking.
Something happened on our 11th night. Lights in the sky and a static charge in the air. But we were so careful. We were staying in the chambers below. Trindig, my assistant, said he saw a robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning, we felt strange. Like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around our beds. The strange wounds that had appeared overnight. And the machine. This cursed spire. Dormant for 2,000 years. Lifeless through hundreds of our experiments. And we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start?
As exciting as the prospect of a living machine may be, I suspect that, given mention of a machine and a masked figure both, there is another explanation.
Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Slow down. What does the machine have to do with souls?
No time to slow down. But I can explain. Hold a magnet over iron splinters and they stick, yes? Rub your hand over weir wool and the hair of your head will follow it. So it is with this machine.
He looks at you and runs his tongue along the edges of his fine, strong teeth. He quickly looks away.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Air Glanfath? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
How can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful. Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. Acantha knows them. She gives them to you, and you can turn the machine off. Release our souls.
Wait, runes? The Ingwithan runes? She can read them? He speaks of this feat so blandly. Let's talk instead to this Harridan, Perrin Starflower. I'd pick her thoughts a time. She wasn't here the night the machine came on, staying with her patron somewhere near. Too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. What happened to the rest of your team?
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck, and there was hardly anyone left.
That means they ate each other? You're not like the gulls in the street.
Not yet. But I will be. My body is dead. My soul, imprisoned in this corpse, only makes it seem otherwise. And as the body decays, so does the mind. Until nothing is left but the hunger. The only way to forestall the process is through a regular infusion of essence. Living flesh is the only ready supply. I'm not proud of any of it. Hunting men and women in the early days of the affliction. Picking off soldiers that came to investigate. But I'd do it again. I'll do it as long as I must to end this disaster. You could help. Help me end this. Help me find sustenance.
There was a stranger in the tower the night this happened?
I didn't see him. My assistant, he saw him. We laughed. Said he was spooked by the cemetery. Perhaps it was already too late. I don't know what he did. But by morning the machine was on and we were slain. People were already on the streets, complaining of neighbors and family members acting strangely.
I'll get the words from Acantha.
Yes. Acantha. She was here. In the district. Probably here still. Always prepared. Clever lady, that one. And perhaps you'll bring me something. something to keep me sharp. Then I show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
Pretty creepy, dude. This is an animancer in his natural state, Watcher. Never has he respected the sanctity of the god's creation. Only now he no longer has the cunning to hide it. He should be put down like a sick animal, although not without first putting his spirit to the flames test. So, Durance wants me to kill him. Which I'm of a... If he does anything crazy, I probably will. Whoop. Proceed to the bottom. So we need to find Acantha.
Hey.
There's Acantha's house.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Scope out her stuff first.
I can do that. That's settled.
Scroll of Paralysis. Deerwood Part 6.
I can do that. That's settled.
Hold on. Let's talk to her first. She has prisoners, apparently. A woman bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her, a certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms execute deft, efficient movements. And then you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless, over her heart. Aloth casts a wary eye at the vampire. I sincerely hope you're not planning on asking her to join us.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
Who are you?
A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
Hey, Masquerade. Good afternoon. Wednesday nights from 9 to 11, Friday afternoons from 3:30 to 5:30, and Saturday evenings from 8 or 9 to whatever. That's my schedule. Do you know what happened here?
An incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
I still don't understand why this district is full of walking corpses. Because someone found a way to tether their souls to their bodies, don't you see? So when the hearts stopped beating, when the blood stops flowing, their bodies still animate, and with a newfound hunger. Those that can feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong and sharp. those that can't degenerate quickly. What do you know about Aldhelm? His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who likes to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity with animancy these days is that just about anyone can claim to be an expert. I see. I truly doubt that. Okay. I need the words that operate the Engwithan machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is. He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my research. I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
Tell me the tower's name.
Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls, hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Dyrwood, are relays, built to move souls.
Where would they move the souls?
Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wished. The real question, as always, is why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields? To collect them, like butterflies under glass? To melt them down for raw essence? Unfortunately, I don't know.
You seem to know a lot about Ter Nuneth.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
Why would the Engwithans have wanted to tether souls like this?
Perhaps they didn't. Perhaps that's why they built no other machines like this one. We now see the Engwithans as masters of soul manipulation, but they couldn't have attained their expertise without copious trial and error. Perhaps this was one such experiment.
An experiment gone wrong. How do you operate the machine?
Back to these Tinker's concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I would... I mean, 2 and 3 seem pretty evil. I could say 4, or I could say 1. I'd release them.
So you say. And just what would you release them to? They'd abandon their existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
Interesting. I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here, I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. What? But what good is observing all this if you're going to hoard it for yourself? Tell her, Perrin Starflower, an entire language at your fingertips, and she hides it away. Extinguish Acantha's pride? The fanfare doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain here with me, and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. And who will know about it? The pride thing flickers as the flame around it abates. All I've learned, years of studying the Ingwithan language, no one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. Foolish and false sentiment. Knowledge is meaning. It needs no external purpose. But what use is it? Uses. Why must something so pure be fashioned into a blunt instrument? Extinguish her pride. I don't know what I'm doing. You force your essence around the burning lump inside her, but your flesh is whole and unmarked when you draw back, but it nevertheless stings as the memory of the heat. Your opportunities here are finite. One day that knowledge will die with you. The pride hisses and sputters. It's little more than an ember now. You're wrong. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. This will give me something. Teach me what you know. I'll make sure that it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened diamond hard rock. You cast it away where it melts into the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Icantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language of Ingwith, once more at your command. Nice.
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge, then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
I know Kung Fu. A speaker of dead tongues now? And so he surpasses 100 frustrated scholars in the matter of a few moments. I don't suppose you could look at a few books for me. Explain how the control words work? Harnessing the power of Ter Nuneth is about understanding what it was designed to do. You know the words and their meanings, you can speak them, and the tower shall obey. What do I do now?
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
It seems your ravenous new friend has just given us the key to ending this wretchedness for good. And now that we've seen what this machine is capable of, I do hope you're not squeamish about the loss of a few hundred souls. Yep, already read that. Already read that. Yep. Deal with the Ingwithan machine. All right.
I'll take a look.
Let's go see about these prisoners. You're not one of Icantha's servants. Please, you've got to get us out of here before she feeds on us. What happened? We're just groundskeepers. When the district fell into chaos, Icantha took us in, said we'd be safe until the Knights got things under control. Instead, she locked us in here. Every week, one of those monsters who serves her comes in and takes one of us away. I don't know what she's doing, but sometimes we can hear the screams. The way to the district exit should be safe. Go now. Thank you. Spider fingers. Eee. Grants restore light endurance. 3 per rest. Plus 1 perception. Awesome. I don't have any. Let's give it to Aloth.
Hey.
Nice and quiet.
Lord Valtus. Seda, let us in. It's safe. Come out now. Open the door, Seda. Female Dargul sniffs the air and whirls around hissing. Survivor! Huh. Alright.
Brave thou Silas.
Lots of money.
Hey.
I can do that. That's settled.
Valtus Manor Key.
Hey.
Valtus Groundskeeper letter. This is a note addressed to the household staff. Please see to it that the family mausoleum is swept and the marble polished. The key is hanging, as always, in the kitchen by the oven. A cat! Oh, masquerade! Where's my
Hey.
kitty? There it is. Wan light shines from behind the map. There's a ragged hole through the outside as if someone dug through. What? Oh, this cat will be protected. It's almost as if the pets are invincible and they can't be harmed. That's how protected that cat is.
Settle!
Just walks right in. Walks right out.
Settle!
Hey. Hey.
All right.
Light, flame, and sound.
Ooh, a map. Potion of major regeneration. Ooh. Lord Valtus's will. Last will and testament has been carefully drawn up on a stained piece of sackcloth. It lists Lord Valtus's various titles and holdings, ending with the following. Should no member of my family survive, it is my wish that my wealth and property be dispensed to the Crucible Knights. Let my wife and children and me be buried with my forebears in the Valtus family tomb at the right hand of Duke Hadric. Signed, Valerio Valtus, 5th Lord of House Valtus. Search for Seda. There's a small opening to the outside. Someone must have pried a section of the wall loose. Where this portion went from there is the next question. Beer. Seems to be the hook mentioned in the letter, but the mausoleum key is missing. Well, great. I guess that's all there is to do in here. To the mausoleum. Rescue Seda from the Valtus family mausoleum. There she is. Well, Durance is
I fear we've lost the angry one.
Holy cow. That was a God Ray that just destroyed me. One hit kill. A trap, Sun Lance, grazes Durance for 101 piercing damage.
Hey.
Guess I should sneak.
I'll take a look.
There could be other traps. A little girl cowers in the back of the tomb. Her face is streaked with dirt, and even in the shadows, you can tell she's far too thin. She watches you, holding her breath. What are you doing in here? She inches into the candlelight. Her clothes are little more than filthy rags now, but ripped and stained fabric looks like embroidered silk. You have to be quiet. Noise brings the hungry people. Has she been in here all along, hiding from those creatures? My name is Seda. Are you hiding from them too? You're Seda? I came across some Dargles in a house. You saw Mother and Father? And Emilio? How did you get away? Those aren't your parents anymore. Let's not worry about that right now. We should focus on getting out of here. She picks a thumbnail, watching you. She nods slowly. Who are the hungry people? The ones outside. They don't sleep or die, but they eat. Tell me what happened to you. Her eyes take on a distant look. Her legs start to tremble. You're frightened and you've been stuck here for too long, but try to remember what happened before. She takes a deep breath and stares at the stone floor. There was a big noise and light in the sky. Everyone thought it was a storm, but then people started waking up. After they died, I mean. Mother and Father and Emilio boarded up the door, but the hungry people found our house. They fought, but the hungry people always get up again. They broke through the door and Mother told me to hide, and then I came here to hide, but the door got stuck and I didn't know when it would be safe outside. You need to get out of here. Is it safe? Are the hungry people out there now? It's dangerous, but the path to the main gate should be clear. Run for it. I won't let anything catch me, I promise. Iridescent scarab figurine. What is this? This adder figurine is shaped like a small beetle. Its colorful shell catches the light in strange ways, changing hues as it turns in one's hand. Summon Adra Beetle. 1 per wrist. Okay. Oh, I already have. Khan is going to be the Beetle Master.
Hey.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
All right, back to the tower. I think I've done everything out here.
Hey.
Of course.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna name the cat Meowscarade. I guess I want to go to the top. Save it. Aldhelm looks much worse than before. His rotten flesh hangs loosely, and sores have eaten away patches of skin at his joints. He looks at you with a strange glimmer in his eyes.
Flesh.
He doubles over, coughing up strings of black bile. He seems to have forgotten about you for the moment. Ooh, boy. Aldhelm has degenerated significantly. He looked ready to pounce on me when I tried to talk to him. If I want his help, I'll need to send a victim to him. Uh-oh. I already sent everybody out. A jagged Adra pillar rises in front of you, encased in stonework and run through with copper veins. The panel is covered with runes, which you can now understand. You recognize words for end and for hold. The dial is currently fixed on hold. You also recognize by an inscription that the manner in which you turn the dial is a means of throttling the device. I don't know. What does end mean? Maximize the machine's throttle in hopes of overloading the device. I need to figure out what it does. I'm not running away. I just need to know. I don't know what to choose here. But I imagine I have to talk to him to maybe figure it out. But I have to basically sacrifice somebody to talk to him, which is weird. I guess I could just roll the dice and pick one. What dog? Oh, that dog. I don't think I can do that. When Eldhelm looks at you this time, all trace of recognition is gone. He bares his teeth and leaps at you, his pupils narrowed to pinpricks. Okay. Ah, okay. I'm good with this outcome, if it gives me answers. Acantha insists on pursuing her own research on the tower despite my arguments that pooling our knowledge is in both our interest. With her expertise in the Ingwithan language, I'm convinced that she knows more about the tower's workings than she lets on. That doesn't help me.
Hey.
Let's go look downstairs. Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, I already did talk to her and she had no answers, but maybe now that I know she knows more, she will divulge more. Gives no indication of the machine's purpose. Let's shuffle on up there.
Always a pleasure to speak with someone who appreciates true learning.
I want to ask you a few more questions, lady. read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instruction manuals, and in doing so, they miss their true meaning completely. Explain how the control words work.
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessels would still roam, but striking them down would return their essence to the cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload it. Improperly channeling the essence would destroy the machine along with the souls. It would be a terrible loss for posterity.
So, yeah, easy peasy. So I just end instead of, or it's on hold. I want to end and not overload it. Because the point I think is for me to learn more about it, and if I overload it, I obviously won't be able to learn much. Alright. Go to the top. That's a really cool effect. Like, that's probably just a blurry picture, but it works. Oh, wait. Save. Just in case I destroy everything. End. As the command words leave your lips, the dial sinks into the Adra under your hands. Something like a thunderclap sounds overhead. The glow fades from the machine as it falls dormant. I learned that the Ingwithan machines across the Deerwood can be used to move souls. I also learned Ingwithan, which means I can now operate them. I turned the machine atop Tir Nunith off, which means that the souls in Heritage Hill can be returned to the cycle. Yes. That's what I knew it would do. Okay, we have collected taxes. We have a new quest. Philosophers at the monastery near Zoshin Lake have advised local rulers to seek out and help with the problem. Assign to Sarah. You get 25 experience, 25% experience, Red Reed Wand, 500 to 1,000 copper and treasure, and an average item. I'll take it. That was a main quest that inherited what I just did. This tower, so that's good. Let's get the hell out of here. There, that's the nice man who helped me. And thank the Iron Arm for it. We'll get you sorted out at the keep. Nice. The tower, it's off. Does this mean the curse on Heritage Hill is lifted? I guess I just moved a dial around on the machine in the tower. So you turned the tower off by accident? I suppose we should wait a while and see if it's really safe. If so, good job. Okay. One second. Need to go to Crucible Keep in First Fires, so we can do that. Looking for Wyla. Wyla. Where is Wyla? There's Seda. Aha. Any news from Heritage Hill? Your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman named Layra. I've gotten rid of her. By the flame, you found her? My missing commander? And she was calling to the watch from beyond the grave? It doesn't make sense, but nothing in that accursed district does. What happened to the soldiers under her spell? All your knights are dead. Train them better next time. No, they didn't make it. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. You've left me with as many questions as answers, but at least I know what happened to my troops and Commander Layra. Please accept this as a token of my gratitude. If there's nothing else, I must attend to my duties. Done. Next. I need to find that Animancer. I need to find this Walder guy. I'm gonna go to the Ducal Palace and see if I can peruse the archives now that I have a higher reputation. Endless Path. Oops. I gotta go back to the Valian Embassy in the First Fire, so I'm already here. Sweet. You're here first. What's this all about?
Hail and well met.
I'm looking for militia records. We've had a number of inquiries. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folks in Deerwood who bear ill will toward Raid Sarens. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came to settle here as refugees. For the first time, he turns his full attention toward you and his eyes flicker in recognition. Of course, that policy is for the general public. Exceptions can be made for those who have already proven their worth. He looks up at a shelf and withdraws a thick volume, shifting a layer of dust aside with his hand. The rosters are in the front, the inventories of the dead in the back. He passes it to Eater's outstretched hands. Eater leafs through the book for some time anxiously, running his thick farm hand's fingers over page after page of names. At last, his hand stops, his finger just below one name.
Woden Talesh, died 18 Majavernho 2808. Third Battle of Cleaban Relog. Blazing Glonfather names, I swear. Raid Saris? I'll be the effigy. He fought for Raid Saris. Why'd he fight for Raid Saris?
I'm sure he had a good reason. I am too.
We gotta go there. That battlefield. Clea... the one I said. I don't know how else I'm gonna make sense of all this. I gotta see what he saw. And who knows, maybe his spirit will even be there and you can have one of your weird talks with him. I mean, worth trying, right?
I'll help you any way I can.
I appreciate that. Wish I could say you won't regret it, but you certainly might.
Seek out the Saints' War battlefield with Eder. Awesome. Now to the embassy. And then we might almost be done with everything in the city, and we can go out and do some
Don't bother the caddy,
exploring.
Jamak.
Welcome.
Pelagina said you could use my help with something. Of course. Word has reached my ears how you crossed blades with the Dominels, and yet here you are still. Quite impressive. Berzano was most fortunate you came along. But on to business. A rather notorious adventuring party calling themselves the Forgotten have made a name for themselves by raiding Engwithan ruins in the Deerwood and selling the stolen relics to their patrons back in the Balian republics. I need them stopped. I'm sure you are aware that trade in Engwithan relics is strictly forbidden in the Deerwood. Were it known that prominent nobles in the republics were flagrantly defying the Duke's ban on the looting of Engwithan ruins, it would put a number of valuable trade agreements in jeopardy, or even cause Defiance Bay to embargo Balian goods. I can't let that happen. Why not just have... No. The authorities in Defiance Bay have no idea the smuggling is going on? I'm sure rumors have reached their ears, but if they suspect that there was any truth to them, they'd have summoned me before them. That hasn't happened yet. What do you need? Thank you. A prominent merchant in the Republics, Mestre Barkozy, has also developed an interest in obtaining Engwithan relics and sent a buyer to Defiance Bay to meet with the Forgotten. I arranged for the Knights of the Crucible to detain the buyer for questioning. I may have suggested that the buyer was a wanted criminal. I'll need you to go to the buyer's place, posing as Barkozy's representative, and learn how the Forgotten are smuggling the relics through Defiance Bay. With that knowledge, I can take steps to discreetly dismantle their operation and discredit them in the eyes of their patrons. Didn't I just do that? Okay. Let's, I think that's everything in the city for now. Yeah, so let's exit the city and let's go back to our keep and see how things have progressed there. Back to Cade Nua.
The keep's coming along nicely.
Oop. Supplicant. Leaving in 18 hours. If ignored, -8 prestige, +0 security for 3 days. Minor. Send an escort. Send to Pelagina. Go ahead and do a free rest. Here's nice. That actually looks pretty good.
Place is getting too nice. We start having fancy dinner parties, and I don't know if we can still be friends.
Cool.
Your mind comes bearing questions, Watcher.
Not yet.
Looks a little healthier than before.
There's the ogre. This area still looks like garbage. I know. This... I wish I could show you what it looked like before, but it was total trash. Like, the garden was all dead. The keep walls were all broken down and rotted. Just like this area in here, like, it was unfinished. And as you upgrade the keep, as you can see I've done for the most part, it just adds this new sheen to everything, and you get upgrades and rest points, and it's just great.
It seems your fame is spreading. I have heard travelers speaking of your accomplishments in Defiance Bay.
If you'll forgive me for saying so, it's a relief to find the keep in the command of someone more connected to the world. It's so easy to let things fall by the wayside. What's the state of the keep? Where to begin? Let's see here. Oh. Yep. How many more days? 2 days to finish the west curtain wall.
Hail, traveler.
Show me your wares. I need to sell, probably. I've got all kinds of duplicate stuff in here. Nope. Keep that. Okay. Nice 3,000 copper. Boom. Okay. What else? What's in here? Ah. Oh. Take it all. Where were those boots? Binding rope, +2 constitution, cloak of comfort, prevalent shadows, amulet, patchwork boots. Boots. Grants exalted hands, +53 endurance over 5 seconds. Foe target stunned for 5 seconds. +25 defense against weakened enemies. I'll get the eater. Probably have no use for that right now. One moment. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. That. +2 to Constitution. Okay. What else? Nothing much in here. Let's go raise an army. Why won't the Earl officially legitimize my claim? It's a delicate situation. Legally, Lord Gathman's claim is just, and he knows it. Stripping land and title from a noble family is quite dangerous, perhaps more so than killing the man outright. With Gathman dead, the Earl only need worry about blood vengeance from family members that actually cared for Lord Gathman. Those, if the court gossip is to be believed, are few and far between. Losing a family claim to land and title, though, such disputes incite hatred from the entire clan and their political allies, not to mention the unease it causes among the other nobles. Wars are started for less. No, if Gathman is to be denied, it will be you who must prove your legitimacy to the Earl and all others who would dispute your claims. This is what it means to be noble in the Dyrwood. Let's talk about my army. What is the status of my regular troops? As good as it can be. Good. What special allies do I have available? No one has offered their help, I'm afraid. It may be possible to find an ally in Defiance Bay among the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, or the truly desperate House Dominel. Okay. I'm gonna save and see what happens when I say I'm ready. It's time. Assemble the army and march to Yenwood Field. Are you certain? Once our forces are committed, you won't be able to bolster them with additional troops or allies. Yes. As you command, I'll march the army to Yenwood Field. Will you be accompanying us? Yes. As you crest a small hill overlooking Yenwood Field, Lord Gathman's army is a flurry of activity, scurrying to and fro. Even from this distance, you can hear the drums of war beating their steady cadence, designed to intimidate their foes while organizing the rank and file into battle formations. Marshal Forwin approaches. You've arrived just in time. Lord Gathman's forces are beginning to move. An attack is imminent. Inspect your forces. Local militia constitutes the majority of the army, but veteran soldiers have organized the ranks and walk amongst the young, unseasoned warriors offering advice or the occasional joke. They cheer, striking sword to shield as you pass, in thunderous approval of their lord. Any idea what Gathman is planning? Marshal Forwin strokes his chin. His ultimate objective is to face you in battle and to be seen defeating you. I doubt he is foolish enough to challenge you to single combat, of course. Sound the horn. It's time to finish this. Marshal Forwin begins barking orders and your troops quickly form up. Gathman's army follows suit as Aediran war drums echo across the field. Within a few moments, the marshal raises a brass horn in the visage of a mighty boar to his lips. He looks at you expectantly. For Caed Nua is what I say. Your troops bellow across the field, pounding weapons to shield as the marshal's horn sounds. Dozens of bowstrings twang in unison, but behind you as your archers unleash a hail of arrows at Gathman's army. The missiles hiss through the air with deadly accuracy, felling scores of enemies. In a bold move, Gathman points his sword toward your position, giving an unheard order. His infantry, shields raised, charge the field. Your infantry charges headlong into the enemy infantry in the center of the field. The cacophonous sound of metal on metal is nearly deafening as the two forces collide. The fighting is fierce and the screams of the dying numerous. Led by veteran warriors rallied to your cause, the troops fight valiantly and appear to be holding their ground. The battle thus far appears to be a stalemate. Then a group of Aediran battle mages emerges from behind the enemy lines. They begin weaving their hands in unison with practiced precision. Suddenly, waves of arcane fire erupt among your troops. The acrid smell of smoke and burning flesh is nearly overwhelming. From the left flank, a unit of Rauatai berserkers, clad in plate armor and wielding greatswords, begins to collapse the left side of the line. The ground is thick with the dead as they press their advantage. Meanwhile, Bleak Walker paladins, dressed in dark armor and carrying sword and shield, stride back and forth behind Gathman's lines, rallying his warriors and exhorting them to fight harder. As the battle rages, Marshal Forwin looks to you for orders. Study the battlefield? Your troops fight bravely and your lines are holding for the moment. Gathman's army is slowly pushing you back and casualties are mounting. Defeat is likely. Deal with those battle mages. Marshal Forwin shakes his head. We have no allies available to throw against them. Our only hope is to break through Gathman's line and kill him. Alright. Everyone on me, charge. As As the remainder of your forces charge, a horn sounds in the distance. A new contingent of warriors crests a nearby hill. As Gathman's reinforcements charge headlong into the fray, his other troops cheer triumphantly. The new arrivals quickly join up with Gathman's army. You make out the form of Captain Emery, leading the charge in her dark armor. She kills one of your troops with a well-aimed pistol shot before running another through with a gleaming rapier. She kills foe after foe, and at one point, with the dead piled around her, she seems to face you from across the battlefield and shrug. As the battle rages, your forces fight valiantly, pressing ever forward. Casualties on both sides are high, and victory remains elusive for either side. Heron Starflower, Lord Gathman, strides through the carnage, his elite guard accompanying him. We both knew it must come to this. Come now, it's time to put you down like the dog you are. Oh, thank you. Salute Gathman with your weapon. Ho, 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 ho. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I can't even tell what's going on. There's so much chaos. There he is. Thank you. What are you doing? Oh no. He died. All right.
Lava. Be on seat.
Mm-hmm. More worms. Go attack something.
Can't get a good shot.
Gaspin is down. Now. Need to focus somebody. This Oh. Where are my guys? Are they all dead? Oh, how terrible. I probably wasn't ready for this battle. She's about down. One more of these. Okay. More worms. gonna make it.
Just like the deerings that go down fast.
Well, that was cool, but I don't think we're gonna make it.
Not even slowing it down. Following your lead. Stand still.
Parathis!
Oh, little bug there. Let's take her out.
Putting us down. Stand.
Lord Gathman lies dead before you, his army scattered. Blooded and exhausted, your remaining troops look to you, swords raised high in victory, chanting your name. Holding the hem of his robe as he steps over several bodies, Chancellor Warren approaches you. Although his face is pale and he looks as if he will be sick at any moment, he forces a smile. Lord Perrin Starflower, while I'm grateful this dispute is finally over, it is regrettable so many lives were lost in the process. Gathman should have just been reasonable from the start. In any event, as the legal arbiter of Earl Baedmar, I'm here to inform you that you have been declared a Thane of the Deerwood, and Caed Nua has been recognized as your domain. It shall forever be thus, and will pass down to any descendants you may have in the future. Of course, now that your claim has been upheld, you are expected to forward a small portion of any taxes you collect to your rightful lord, Earl Baedmar. Tell Earl Baedmar that I'm grateful for his assistance. I'll make sure his taxes are collected with regularity. Excellent. I'll inform him that everything is in order. It appears my work is done. Feel free to visit the palace if, on second thought, I'll come and visit you. Yes, perhaps in a year or 3. Lord Perrin Starflower, it's been an honor to serve you. I'll be making my way back to Gihren's Grasp. The Earl has some urgent business for me there, unfortunately. Should you ever find yourself that far north, feel free to call on me. I'd love to trade war stories with you over a cup or two. Holy cow.
Hey. Better indeed.
Did I lose all my guys? Is that what happened? I did lose my ogre. So that quest netted me 1,247 experience, money, 1 average item, and red reed wand. Sweet. I need to hire some more folks. Hire. Hire. There we go.
Hey.
Rest.
All right, then.
I trust all is well. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Gods keep you.
Okay. More stuff to sell. Exceptional plate armor. I need to check that out. exceptional sword. Yep, check that out. Let's look at those things. Boom. And boom. DR-16. I can enchant. Not a lot of interesting enchantments, though. All he has is a fine sword. Well, that's better. There. Lord's Authority. +5 might, +5 resolve, immunity to charm. Whoa. +2 to might. And that would go to Eder. Blunting belt, +5 damage reduction, piercing, +5 damage reduction, slashing. Ring of unshackling. Grimoire. Buy it all. Noxious burst. Nice. Confusion. Call to slumber. Causes a group of enemies to fall asleep. Enervating terror. Causes enemies in the area of effect to envision their worst fears, causing them to be weakened and terrified. Blast of Frost. All right, let's go to Deerford Village. Do a main quest mission.
Better indeed.
Iravius finished escorting Supplicant. Pallegina finishes escorting Supplicant. Find someone in town who knows about the ruins.
Well met, friend.
Edina, do you know anything about an Ingwithan ruin nearby? Hard to throw a stone in the wilds without knocking over someone's sacred Adra pillars. Smart travelers avoid them. But if you're really set on sightseeing, Beodmar could point you in the right direction. He keeps up the little temple on the northwest edge of town.
Gods keep you.
Anything else I can do for you? I've got... I think she gives me a discount because I helped her, so... No.
Out with you!
Not sure what I pushed there. Poor fellow, that looks painful. It's a sorry deed, striking a priest.
How may I help you?
What happened to you?
I never saw their faces. Strange hooded men asking about those ruins. Cleoban Relag. Most of the brigands who come through here asking about the ruins are looking for a few ancient trinkets. But these people knew the name, and they were in a hurry. They wanted to know where Cleoban Relag was. I tried to keep it from them, but I couldn't hold out forever. I don't know what they were up to, but it can't be good.
Can't be good. It does sound like the Leaden Key, doesn't it? Can you tell me where to find the ruins?
The Glanfathan tribe that guards the ruins will kill anyone who trespasses there. And they'll retaliate against us, too, if history is any indication. We've had too many fortune seekers stir up trouble of late. If I'm to tell you, I'll need to know your reason for wanting to go.
A dangerous plot is unfolding there. I've got to stop it.
If that's the case, then we may already have trouble headed our way. I'll have to take you at your word. You'll find Cleoban Relag here. Whatever trouble you find there, please end it quietly and try to stay out of the ruins.
Travel to Cleoban Relag. Okay. Where is this? Oh, right there. Ha. All right, I think we're going to call it there for this session. We will pick this back up on Wednesday, and we're going to map out Cleoban Relag, which is part of the main quest, but it's also something for Eder, one of our companions. So that should be good. Thank you for watching. Anybody who is watching, Meowsgrade, thanks for stopping by as usual. Dwarven Dad, S. Foster Phil, thank you. And also thank you to I'm Trying My Best Alright for the follow off stream. I forgot to mention that. Alright, until next time. I think we can... What do we have in here? Alright, until next time, we'll talk to you later.